Hello, this is a love reading called You and I for Aries Venus. If you're an Aries sun, maybe you're in the wrong place, maybe you're not. If you don't have your full astrology chart, check in the description below. I'm going to have information and a link so you can get it today because you should have had it yesterday. All right, so it's a 15 card spread, and it's going to be talking about you and your person, whether you're together, separated, married, divorced, whatever. If there's someone that you've been in a relationship with and they're on your mind, this is your reading. So let's do it. Cards I'm going to be using today are the What's the Vibe, just to get the vibe check, which this is a really funny deck. It doesn't pull any punches. And then the Mystic Mondays Tarot. So let's do it. So we're just going to do the vibe check first. And if you were with me for my monthly rising sign reading, you might notice I have a new thing, a new animal here. No animals were hurt in the making of this faux fur monstrosity. I thought it looked pretty, you know. I was like, oh, this is different. I love tactile things. It's the jury's still out on whether or not I'm going to be keeping this, but it's here for now. All right, Aries Venus, what's the vibe? Vibe check for the love reading. Wishful thinking, and we're taking all these up, right? Nightlife. So wishful thinking has second chance, deja vu, and nostalgia. And nightlife, striptease, gamble, and Vegas. Interesting. We'll see how that relates to our reading. I hope you all are having a good June so far. Mine has been pretty peaceful. I designed this reading myself and then never tested it out. This is the first time that I'm doing it, so I do those things, you know, and just jump in. Is it laziness? A little bit, but I also trust myself. Let me get a good reading for you. Okay. One, two, three. Should we take both? Sure. The way I have these cards, like the numbers where they all go, a little complicated. It's going to take me some time to get used to it. Oh, Jesus. Okay. 5. It's kind of a mess. Oh my God. It's like I'm getting cards, but everything's a little all over the place. I wonder if that'll have something to do with the reading, what's going on for you guys. 9. Oh my God. And Aries, you guys are my guinea pigs. So I'd just do you first, and we just find out as we go. 12, 13. I'm just laughing at myself for doing the numbers like this. What was I thinking? And 15. On the bottom of the deck, we have the 5 of Wands. May not be communicating very well. I mean, there may be not a lot of, maybe there's trying to work together, but some false starts. Maybe nobody really has ideas on where to go from here. So this side is your things and this side is their stuff. And then here in the middle is the issue. So we start off with you and the situation. You're the Queen of Swords. This is describing a person who knows what their truth is. They know what's what. They may be very intelligent and quick-witted, a good communicator. When it comes to right or wrong, they definitely have their own view of things. You have your own view of things, and can be very difficult to persuade you to think of things in a different way or from another person's perspective. I don't see this as particularly negative, but it is a character trait that can be hard for someone who is like this to see another person's point of view, especially if in your eyes they're freaking wrong. So that's you in the situation. Now here's them in the situation. We have the Four of Cups and it's reversed. So they're kind of just accepting what's being offered right now. It's not their ideal, but they're willing to take whatever they can get. Let's see what the issue is. So we have the Eight of Pentacles, which can be work, but this isn't a work reading. We'll see. But it's also repeating something, the same thing over and over again. And with that, we also got the Page of Cups reversed. So Page of Cups could be emotional instability, emotional immaturity, outbursts. What I'm thinking of, like testiness, like very easy to get emotionally upset, moodiness, mood swings. So there's a repetition of that in the relationship. This is the issue, right? Is that it keeps coming up over and over again that this emotional immaturity, maybe someone's under a great deal of stress and they just kind of snap a lot. They're very irritable. But it's more than that. It's sort of like an emotional instability. All right. So next we have what you want, what they want. So we have Two of Swords. It seems like you don't know what you want. Maybe you're balancing a couple different options, but you just can't make a decision. Maybe you just want a stalemate or a ceasefire. Like, let's just put this to rest. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to think about it. Let's forget about it. Or maybe you're thinking, I just need some more time to consider how I feel about the situation or what's being offered to me. For what they want, we have the Three of Cups. So they just want to get along. Everybody be friends. Let's just live, laugh, love, and celebrate. A three occasionally for me could mean a third party, like emotional, in this sense, with the cups. Maybe they're venting to someone else about the situation or becoming emotionally reliant on another person. But I feel like that's an outside thing. More than anything, they just want harmony, good times, and support. They want to feel supported. Your fears with the Six, with the King of Cups. This could be a person, but as a person, they represent someone who is emotionally strong and devoted. They have emotional wisdom, lots of compassion. It's kind of like a dad card. For that to be in your fears, it can be one of two things. Either it's a person that you're afraid of for some reason, or it's talking about having to emotionally mature to the point where you're not really allowed to feel your feelings in the moment. This is someone who is very stable emotionally. So when something is upsetting, this king is more than likely to take a stance of understanding and patience, and to say it's okay, it's not that big of a deal, it doesn't matter, I'm not going to speak on it, I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. I don't know if it's from your perspective that this type of person is like a stoic, or they let their emotional needs go unspoken. But what it really is that they satisfy most of their own emotional needs internally, so that the things that might be disruptive to you or to someone that isn't like this, to the King of Cups, he already knows I'm safe, I'm loved, I love myself, so I'm always loved. He's dealt with past traumas, fears of abandonment, grown in a lot of strength and independence, so like emotional independence, so that they're not always needing validation, attention, giving from other people, especially in a relationship. They can give to themselves if need be. So it could be that your perspective on who this type of person is one that is not being emotionally fulfilled, or is suppressing their emotional needs, but that isn't quite the case. So we'll keep going and see if we can find out more about that. So this, the seventh card is their fears when we have justice reversed. So, very understandable there. They're afraid of things being unbalanced, things being unfair. They could even be afraid of legal issues, like going to spend a night in the drunk tank with the nightlife card up here, or maybe even separation, legal separation or something. Fairly serious card for that position. They are definitely concerned about this circumstance a great deal. Another thing with justice reversed is a lack of, they're afraid that what is right and wrong is not being honored or attended to. Their own rights, or even possibly your rights, that justice isn't being done. That's maybe someone's a bully in the situation, whether it's them or you. But they're very concerned with fairness, and they're afraid of not being fair themselves, or being in a situation that is unfair. Next, we have 8. For how you see them versus how they see you, we have you seeing them as the Two of Pentacles. They're always busy. They've got a million things going on. Seem to be having a bit of fun with it, and maybe taking it all in stride. But they may not have enough time for you. You feel they may be more concerned in your eyes with financial matters, like let's discuss, the budget or something like that. Or they're all about their business, when you may prefer to talk about how you're feeling emotionally, or talk about something more intellectual. But for the most part, you're seeing them as someone who is very busy, caught up, and not really having a lot of time for you or for the relationship. And how they see you, we have the moon. So they do not know what the hell is going on with you. They are completely confused as to why you're behaving this way, whichever way that might be. From their perspective, they might feel like there's some lying, or maybe just not being fully transparent about the situation, or about your feelings. But more than any other card, the moon in this circumstance is like they don't have a fucking clue what's going on with you, how you actually feel. And they, I don't know if that's your Queen of Swords. I can't imagine that's for lack of communication. I just don't know if they're able to see past some kind of barrier that's preventing clarity. They're seeing you as like emotionally either chaotic or unstable, or just not even that. It's just unpredictable, because they're not seeing logic behind what's going on with you. They may even be concerned about emotional and mental health with you. Just take whatever resonates with you. But that's definitely really telling if you needed that information that they just don't know. No matter how many times you might have told them or tried to tell them. So next we have how you can support them with the Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles as a card is being left out in the cold. And with that is how you can support them. I would see that as taking some time away from a situation, letting them have time. Seeing yourself and them as in it together, against the world, so to speak. This is definitely taking time away for sure. Like, just if you're, about to go through an emotional moment, Aries, Venus, remove yourself from the situation and allow you do have a cool head here, a cooler heads to prevail, or that you can better communicate what you're actually feeling, not just to them, to yourself. Sometimes when we're having an emotionally passionate feeling, the thoughts come later about, well, why was I triggered by this? Or why do I feel like I'm unappreciated in this circumstance? Or XYZ, right? Knowing those whys and hows of why and how it happened is going to help this individual make sense of your feelings and where you're coming from. If you're correct in seeing them as a very busy person, they may not be needing to take the time to not needing. They may not be used to taking the time to think deeply about their own emotional life on a regular basis. So they're going to be even more at a loss to understanding another person, such as yours. So the next card is how they see you. No, I already did that. Oh, what you can ask for support with. How you can support them, take some time away, cool off. How you can, or what you can ask for support with from them. And we have the King of Swords. That's interesting that you're over here, Queen, and you need a King of Swords. This is someone, again, who is very logical, very thoughtful, helpful, big problem solver. And similarly to the Justice card, actually, they are very fair in their application of justice, even more so than the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords has more of her own personal right and wrong system. The King of Swords is more like the judge that will listen to all parties and make a judgment call based on the specifics of a circumstance. And so if you're asking for them to be more in this King of Swords energy, what you're really asking for is, hear me out, listen to my side of the story, and then we'll go over your side of the story, and then let's figure out a fair judgment for what we should do from here, where we should go, opportunities to come to a compromise or solve the issue. So next we have card 12, which is what you're learning. And we have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is a very defensive card. It's like, I've been through hell and I'm a survivor. And with you learning this, it's telling me that you have a history. First of all, you've been through some shit, and you are strong, spiritually and emotionally. The thing is it's okay to stand your ground without crumbling. It's a fine balance between standing 10 toes down on what you feel in your heart without letting that escalate to emotional instability, emotional outbursts, screaming matches, passionate fighting, whatever, what have you. There's a way to stay solid in your needs and your feelings without losing self-control. And next we have what they're learning with the 13th card, and we have the Knight of Swords, yet another swords card. We have almost all of them here. So with the Knight of Swords, this is how to be of help, how to be of service, how to take quick action, how to think logically about a situation in the service of others. It sounds about right. It really seems like you need their help, you need their understanding. And they're so caught up with their business that they are over here saying, I don't know what's going on with my person, Aries, Venus. They're just crazy. And I'm just dealing with it because I got a bunch of other crap going on in my life. I don't have time for this reoccurring drama. But really, you've been through some things and you need their support. And you need their understanding more than anything. It's not really telling me like I have to have them carry me. You just need them to see you clearly and to think about things logically and consider all sides. And that's the most helpful thing that they could do for you. So next we have card 14, what you're releasing with the Page of Wands reversed. You're letting go of having to say something immediately. Like, I need to get this out right now. I'm going to say my piece. Everybody needs to hear me. That is not... surely you've seen by now that that's not always productive. Because what you say as soon as you're feeling the feeling is not getting through to this person who needs to understand it from a logical perspective. And you need to think, go away and think about what the real feelings are behind the emotions. Okay, well, I got pissed off because you didn't take out the trash after I told you a million times and this and that. Why didn't you do it? And you make it all about that. And then maybe it switches to some other conversation about some other crap that they did 6 months ago. And like, it's just this crazy mess. And they're over here thinking you're out of your fucking mind. You had a good reason to be upset. Think about what that might be. I feel like I'm not being heard. I feel like my share of the household duties is unfair. I feel like I have to carry the mental load of telling you what I need from you all the time. If those are the issues, like, let's figure it out and say exactly that. And even better, find out a couple different options that you can even present right at the jump to say, here's what I propose we can do. Either you take over these other jobs and I'll do the trash, or we make a list that is up on the fridge, or we have it on both of our phones with reminders, or, like, come forward with some ideas to solve the problem yourself as well. And this person is going to appreciate that logical and rational approach a great deal. But I don't think it should end there. I think that there's it is important for them to understand how you feel, even in that moment. But it's important for you to also, in the meantime, be okay with someone not understanding you. That one's really tough, but that's absolutely what this card can mean. There may be some of you that doesn't make sense for, and I would say the opposite is true. Let go of not saying anything, let go of holding your peace, say something, speak up, get your message across. I hate to be contradictory there, but I feel like both could be applicable to different people here in this circumstance. If you're taking one extreme or the other, and the thing about our astrology sign, so this is for Aries Venus. If you have an Aries Venus, then your sun is either in Aries or it's in Taurus or it's in Pisces. Same thing with your Mercury. And that's because from Earth's perspective, those three, the Venus and Mercury, are closer to the sun. So from our perspective, they are always either in the same sign or one before or one after. So having said that, if you have Venus in Aries, but then maybe your Mercury is not in Aries, it's in Pisces. That's a totally different type of communication style from someone that had a Venus in Aries, or not a Mercury in Aries, right? Mercury in Aries is going to speak out and say what they mean right away, sometimes impulsively, whereas a Mercury in Pisces or a Mercury in Taurus, those two may clam up or keep their peace or just want things to stay peaceful, so they don't always speak their mind. So having said all that, that's a little astrology 101 for you, and why I feel like those two different things could be true for two different people watching this reading. All right. And then last but not least, we have what they're releasing, and we have the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands is a kind of completion card. It's a card of home. It's a card of celebration and stability. Interestingly, I feel like they are kind of an insider, especially with this card over here, because this is like the outsider card. They just don't have to. They don't have these internal issues that you're going through, and they need to get out of their own little box of their own perceptions and learn to empathize a little bit better. Learn to meet someone halfway, even if what they're going, that someone, their partner, their spouse, their loved one, their girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, what have you, even if they are having an issue that isn't fair to them or isn't rational. If you love someone, you're going to go a little bit out of your way, sometimes a lot out of your way. If the need is great and you're willing to say yes to that, and do something that's maybe uncomfortable or, what's the word? It's just on the top of my, inconvenient. That's kind of what love is all about, is you're willing to do the uncomfortable, the inconvenient, even the unpleasant sometimes, because doing so would be of so much greater help to the person you care about, much more so than that inconvenience or that anything else for you. So, get out of that box. They need to let go and get out of their box of normalcy. They also need to let go of appearances a little bit too. I'm kind of getting like that, everything's good. We're not having any issues, and you're just feeling over here like I'm not even being seen. Like, we're having issues. I don't want to lie about this. I need my voice to be heard. I need my truth to be told. There's a lot of that. So they need to let go of what other people think, keeping up with the Joneses, staying in their box, being super goal oriented, is also kind of sidelining them from recognizing the very important emotional matters that are going on in their relationship. If you're going to have a relationship, you need to attend emotional matters, period. Or just be single and go after that career, go after that, busy life that you're trying to do. That's fine. But you can't, this card normally is a juggler. You can't juggle everything all at once and expect all the balls to stay in the air and not drop one on occasion. I mean, if you've got 10, it's going to be a lot harder than if you've just got 2 or 3, right? They seem like a bit of a normie. I hate to say it, but maybe that makes you laugh. I don't know. So going back to your What's the Vibe cards with wishful thinking and nightlife. I mean, on your part, are you hoping that things will just kind of get better? Maybe they are. Someone is saying like, oh, it'll all just, it'll get better eventually. And like, it'll just fix itself. Or, maybe you are hoping that you won't have to, so this was what you want. You don't want to have to make a choice. Maybe you're hoping that you're not going to have to be definitive on this, or even put down a boundary or an ultimatum or something like that, where you're just like, if you don't listen to my feelings and validate me in any way, we have a serious freaking problem that is going to have consequences. And then on their part, they're seeing you as essentially what amounts to a crazy person. And they're just taking what they can get. I feel like they're just sort of hoping it'll go away on its own. And then for nightlife, there could be some distraction behavior happening, especially with your person, I feel, where they just want to go out. This is a party card big time, which is in the position of what they want. Like, let's just go out and like we used to, or let's just go out and show out to our friends and show on social media that we're a happy couple. Let's just drink the night away and not even worry about whatever problems you have. Definitely escapism. And I wonder, if they don't have too much going on, like they're looking for some kind of release, like a major release, and your issues, which are valid and need to be discussed and resolved. But to them, it's like, oh, here's just another problem. Why can't things go smoothly? I feel for you, Aries Venus, but you've hopefully got some information, some questions answered about your own motivations and feelings in the situation and theirs. And if we go back to how you can support them and what you can ask for support with, ask them to hear you out, give them the clear communication that they can use to accurately know the situation. And for you, take some time out, take some time away, leave the house, leave the, whatever circumstance where you two are at, and take some time to think about it. Because they also need some space as well. And I mean, like I said, that time is very productive to cool everybody off and give you time to come up with an accurate to how you feel description and conversation about what's really going on. Yeah. Okay. Do I have anything else for you? Do I want to do anything else? What do I want to do? I'm going to use my success cards. I feel like they always have some advice for us. So Aries, Venus, give us some advice to leave on. Give us some advice for Aries, Venus. And if you're still with me, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I'm going to be doing these monthly along with my rising sign checkups. and some other fun stuff that I come up with when I come up with it. Okay, so we got card number 50, awareness. Okay. At the question, "What is awareness?" a mystic took his disciples to a high plain above a river and made them build a tiny bridge just a few centimeters wide. Then he said, "If you walk along this, you will know what awareness is." Some tried, and when they reached the other bank, they fell at the master's feet and said, "The danger was so great that we could not let ourselves walk along half asleep. We might have fallen at any moment, so we had to remain alert." Awareness is such an awakening of intensity that no thought will interfere any longer. You are simply aware. Exercise your attention, therefore. Do not live like a sleepwalker. Okay, so the advice in this situation is when you are having emotional reactions, you are not awake. You are operating from your subconscious and from your instinct. Your instinct is saying, I don't like what's happening right now, or I'm being triggered by something and I need to call it out, shout it out, fight it off, run away, whatever. Being fully aware of everything that is being said and done in the moment will allow you to wake up when you're about to have that emotional outburst, recluse yourself so that you can think clearly and not be triggered by whatever your person is freaking saying or doing, and really think more logically to the true trigger basis of whatever it was that you're upset about, and then you can come back and you can discuss it. Having that awareness in that dramatic, heated moment is not easy. Be kind to yourself, but that's what this relationship is teaching you. Is that you do have triggers. So being things that have happened in your past. So now there's a neural pathway built in your brain that is telling you, oh, when this happened before, it was bad and it sucked and I hated it and I felt really bad for a long time or whatever. And so we need to stop this. We need to head this off of the past. So like, if it was a blue car that ran you over, and now anytime you see the color blue out of the corner of your eyes, the blue jay's going this way and you're like, oh shit, like it's coming for me again, but it's like same color, there was nothing, that blue jay is not going to run you over. Like, listen, the brain is trying to protect you, and that is part of its function, but there's also a different part of yourself, your awareness, your consciousness, that can step outside of that and say, brain, hold up. We don't know if that is this yet. Let's go and think about it and figure out what I'm really feeling right now. Because your brain is trying to instruct your body quickly to protect you in a fight or flight. And that's where anxiety comes from. It's ramping up your body to be able to run at a moment's notice or fight or do whatever you need to do, because your brain is telling it that it's in mortal danger. So that is where you've got to be able to step outside of your brain, know that the conclusions that you jump to immediately when you're upset are going to be those repeated coping mechanisms that you had to learn at some point in your life to survive. But now they may not be necessary, and may even be more harm than good in the situation. So it's important to know that those thoughts and those concepts are not you. It's a repeated habit that your brain has developed to protect you. What is you is the observer that's saying, okay, clearly I'm upset right now. What they said, I didn't like, or what they did, I didn't like. But I know that if I freak out right now, it's also not going to lead to anything positive for me. So I'm going to make a new choice. As upset as I am, as much as I feel like I want to fight this out, I'm going to step back and try to determine what it is that actually triggered me and why I responded this way. So anyway, that's all I've got for you. I hope that was informative, funny. I hope that you have a fantastic month. And thank you for being my guinea pig, Aries Venus. My name's Podkane, and I'll see you next time. Bye.